Hi, welcome to a new episode of The Young and the Restless. We open up at Lily's and Daniel visits and says he has something exciting to show her. Then we go to the club and we see Danny is dining alone. Phyllis comes down and sees him, then goes over. Phyllis jokes about shooting her shot to join Danny for breakfast. And he questions how Phyllis is in such a good mood, and she says that she scraped the last dirty connection out her life and she feels optimistic about her future. Then we see Nick meets with Nikki and Victoria at the office and they discuss Victor, and Nick says that Victor is fading and it's happening faster than expected. Then we see Victor runs into Adam at society, and Adam says that he is not slacking off, he's doing the work that Nate assigned to him, but Victor tells him to stop insulting him. He knows what Adam is up to. Then we see Adam defends that he is trying to prove himself to Victor, and Victor calls him out for playing a victim and betraying people who are trying to help him, and he fires Adam and gets irate up to Adam. Then he goes to a table, sit down by himself and slams the table. Then we see Nick explains what happened to Nikki and Vic, and Nikki asks them not to overreact and tells them Victor thinks Adam and Sally are expecting a baby, and says that Victor changed the subject whenever he confronted him about it. Nate thinks that Victor is wanting him back at Newman as a cry for help. Then we see Daniel takes Lily to his new place and it's downstairs from Lily. And Lily jokes that he's being a bit intrusive. Then she says that she likes the idea. Then we see Danny questions who is the connection Phyllis got rid of. And she says that it's end of the story, she's not going to tell who. And Phyllis says that she is no longer talking about her past, and Danny says that her enthusiasm is over the top and he doesn't buy it. Phyllis orders their meals to go and says that she's taking Danny somewhere, and he asks what are you up to. Then we see Lily tells Daniel that Sally is launching an interior design company, he should call her. Then we see Vic wants Nick to tell her she was right. Nick believes that they can handle it together, and Nick defends that Victor's memory loss can be natural. And Nick and Vic claims that they are heartbroken over their father's deterioration. Then we see Nate comes in and sees Victor alone and Adam alone at another table. Then we see Victor questions what Nate is doing there, and he tells them that he has a meeting with Adam. Then we see Nate goes over to Adam's table and they discuss work, and Nate asks Adam why is he off and what happened between him and Victor, and Adam wants to discuss it later. Then we see Nate and Adam goes over to Victor to say goodbye, and Victor says that he will see them both at the office. Adam realizes that Victor forget that he fired him just some minutes ago. After they leave, Victor is there dining and gloating. Then we see Phyllis and Danny dine in the park, and Phyllis talks about not going to prison and working with Daniel now and deciding that she's going to live in the present. Danny jokes asking who is this new person. Then we see Nate and Adam discuss Victor, and Adam is worried about Victor's memory lapse and his meltdown he had towards him. And Adam tells him Victor fired him, then say he will see them at the office later. It's confusing. Nate is not convinced that Victor is deteriorating yet and says that Adam and Victor are thinking too extreme, but they, however, should shift into a protection mode. Then we see at the coffee house, Vic and Nick discuss moving forward and what to do. And Nick makes it clear that he won't help Victoria push Victor out as CEO. Then we see Vic questions what else is going on with Nick, and he tells her about him and Sally being done. And Nick thinks that Victor will get pushed back. Victor will give them pushback if they confront him. However, Nick wants to be upfront and be honest to Victor. Then we see Nikki goes to society and she tells Victor about the meeting she had with the children. And he says the kids are confused and he isn't. Sick. Victor questions if Nick is coming back to Newman, and Nikki questions if all this is a part of Victor's game and says that it's a bit too cruel. Victor admits that he's just trying to find out who is the traitor. Nikki believes that Adam is the traitor. Victor says that he will find out over time. Then we see Daniel and Lily sees Phyllis and Danny dining in the park. Daniel goes over and questions why Phyllis isn't at work. Then Daniel announced that he got a new apartment, and Daniel tells Danny that he has a spare room for him whenever he's in town. And Danny announced that he's thinking about staying in GC for a while. Then you see Adam asks to talk to Nikki, and Nikki says she doesn't need to talk to him. However, Adam brings up Victor's health and what he's been experiencing. And Nikki tells him that he doesn't care for Victor. He's only trying to manipulate him, and tells him to walk away and not undermine Victor. Then we see Victor goes into the office and he's confronted by Nick and Victoria, and they tell him about his issues and his health scare, and Victor calls them out and says Vic is the one that's doing this and convincing Nick. Then we see Daniel tells Danny that they can move in soon, and Phyllis offers to throw a housewarming. Phyllis asks if they can do it tonight, but Daniel says no. However, she invites them to drink instead. Daniel invites Lily, Phyllis invites Danny. Then we see Victor calls out Vic for convincing Nick that he is unstable as a method of reclaiming her throne at Newman. Victor says that he will no longer tolerate the backstabbing. Then we see Adam defends himself to Nikki and says he doesn't appreciate her hostility and he is only concerned about his father. Nikki says to stay away from Victor and walks off. Then we see Adam overhears Victor running Nick and Victoria out of his office. They both walk past Adam without saying a word. Thanks for watching. Bye.